Tonight on EA Sports. It's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns taking on Russell Wilson and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well, at this time of year, this is a frequent sight in these parts. Snow in the forecast as we come to you from Cleveland Browns Stadium here in downtown Cleveland. Welcome again, one and all. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Brandon Gaudin on hand alongside Charles Davis. And yes, the storyline here, the weather. Snow and more of it expected as this game continues. So how will that impact how this one goes?
Can these teams ignore the distraction and the strangeness of playing in a snow game? Because it actually affects the crowd as well. That big roar you get is often muffled when there's a snow game. And the second part, what's the footwear you got on? Does that fit the turf you're playing on? And how will it handle as things get a little bit slick?
On to get us started now, the kicker, Chris Boswell. And off we go from Cleveland. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. Leading them out is their quarterback, the former 12th overall pick. Some refer to him as the natural, Deshaun Watson.
And after 2 consecutive seasons where he played in just 12 games combined, they're hoping that this is a year where Watson finally shows that he was worthy of that massive contract they received back in 2022. Not that long ago, we were talking about him as one of the top quarterbacks in the league. And if he gets back on track, this team can make some serious noise as the year unfolds.
First carry for Nick Chubb. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game as he'll lose yardage to start things out. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Now it's Watson. Into the hands of Cedric Tillman. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Now Watson. He'll check this down to Hines. And he's going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Here's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it, and they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. So we see it right here on the opening drive, throwing the football in these snowing conditions. Going to be very, very tough. You wonder if they're going to rethink the aerial attack going forward.
It will be interesting, and it'll be a debate because most of the quarterbacks that we know, they believe they can throw through anything. They don't care if it's rain, snow, it doesn't matter as long as they get a chance to throw the football. And I think a lot of coaches think that in these conditions, let's throw it early before things get worse.
After the interception, here's Wilson. And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. The sack coming from big Dalvin Tomlinson. Well, if they have any thoughts of coming in here and getting this road victory, that's not the way to start it out on the first play of the game.
Yeah, one thing you always say when you go on the road, take the crowd out of the game. They actually brought the crowd into it by permitting that sack right out of the gate.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Throwing is Wilson. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Got his man, it's Warren. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This will be from 56 yards out. And that one will be no good. He never had it on line. It's well wide to the left, and this will remain a scoreless game. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
The Browns drive about to get started. Remember last time out they threw the interception on their first drive. Good news, their defense backed them up, so it's still 0-0 here as they begin their second possession.
Yeah, and one great way to judge a defense, how do they handle what we call sudden change? When all of a sudden, you know, it goes against their offense and have to run out in the field and try and put out the fire. Give this one great kudos for getting out there and not letting that interception lead to points. Excellent job by them defensively.
Back to throw, Watson. Nifty footwork at the 45. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first.
He was certainly quick to atone for his early game interception. Instead of making another mistake forcing something, he reset himself and found a lane to pick up the first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Faking the give. Now Watson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. They brought him in off the corner, and he gets in to drop him for a loss of 4.
He's certainly one of those quarterbacks that can burn you with his mobility, but that time able to hem him in and get him to the ground.
Perfect descriptor right there about how they kept him in the pocket. Excellent job of containment, but they were still able to continue to bring such strong pressure without letting him escape. But how about those guys in the secondary as well? Kept the coverage tight, plastered to the receivers, and left no real options for him to throw it downfield.
2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Watson. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on 1st down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off, not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps him on 3rd down, makes it manageable now.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Here's Dustin Hopkins now to try the field goal. This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt. And that hits the crossbar and comes back no good. And by just a couple of inches, this remains a scoreless game. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their 2nd offensive possession. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Get a little closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Now Wilson on 1st down.
A short one there to Freiermuth.
That'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd and 3.
Now it's Wilson.
Open man there is Darnell Washington.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. His first catch, good for 8 and a 1st down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Now run straight ahead with Warren. The linebacker, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, on the tackle. We're scoreless after 1. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. As they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go. A handoff for Warren. And he's going to take this down close to a 1st down at the Browns' 34.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down.
On 3rd and 1, Wilson.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Steelers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
On the give, it's Warren.
And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
So from the 26-yard line, here's the 2nd and 9.
To throw is Wilson. Going for it all. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd. Now Wilson.
Open man, that's the tight end, Freiermuth.
And they're going to stop him short of the first down as he's tackled at about the 21. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. On the left hash mark, this a 38-yard attempt. Boswell's kick is good, and the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away.
Pierre Strong on the return. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
On first down, Chubb going to get forward for only about a couple. 2nd and 8 forthcoming.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8.
From the gun, here's Watson.
That's to the former Bronco, Jerry Jeudy.
And they're able to get this one across the 35.
The first catch for Jeudy, good for a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Watson now to throw.
That pass complete to Moore.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 4.
A shotgun snap for Watson.
Open man, that's Tillman.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score.
A reminder coming up at halftime while the two of us head for warmer areas of the press box. We'll be sending you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half. On 1st and 10, Watson.
Over the middle, complete to Judy.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down at will.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, Watson.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
It's picked by the linebacker, T.J. Watt.
And the Steelers are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
And when a team advances as far as they did, got over the 50-yard line, don't you think that drive deserved a better ending? I think he needs to get with his coaches on the sidelines, make some immediate adjustments, and that's what you do. You don't wait. You do it from series to series because drives like that end with a turnover, that's multiple times they picked him off already in this opening half.
On 1st down, Wilson.
They'll get this complete to Calvin Austin.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. He finds his man, complete. It's Warren. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Wilson. Dancing to his left. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker.
Good yardage there on the scramble, and all of a sudden they're left with a 3rd and 2, much more manageable. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. Boswell's kick is good. And they're able to double their lead just before half. It's 6-0. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So a couple of field goals, that's all we've been able to muster through 2 quarters of play. 6-0 is our count at the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. Lake effect snow set to continue for the second half of action as we are back underway. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the 3rd quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Play action. Now Wilson. He's got this to Pickens. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They go play action with Wilson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack. And keep in mind, in addition to the 2 sacks that he now has, CD, he's also had a couple of quarterback hurries. He's been very disruptive.
To put it mildly, and it reminds me of the time I asked an offensive tackle who struggled like this in a game. He said he was telling the coach, hey, what do you want me to do? This guy's just eating me alive. And the coach finally just looked at him and said, applaud.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Here's Wilson to throw. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Wilson. Going up top for Miller. And that's caught inside the 30. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 43 yards.
Well, that was a pretty good time for his first catch of the ball game, and it turned into a huge play as well. He's certainly not been a central part of this passing game so far in this one, but he made his presence felt there. A big pickup on 3rd down.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well, what we call those broken plays? You can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. Now a run with Warren. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. A 5-yard gain there makes it 1st and goal.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Might we see our first touchdown of the game? Here's 1st and goal. Wilson. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
And I think he was a little surprised to see the ball sitting out there like that. That's a ball he had a chance to come away with, but it winds up an incomplete pass.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. On the run, it's Warren. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
On 3rd and goal, Wilson. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. Boswell's kick is good, and that will make this a 9-point lead. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the third quarter. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. Here's a handoff to Hines to begin the drive. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
2nd down and 8. Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be 3rd down and about the length of the football.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
The Browns send out their punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And Charles, we've seen almost 3 full quarters now, and neither offense can really get it going. Neither has hit the end zone, and neither side seemingly can make that big play.
But the game hasn't been devoid of action because these two defenses, they've taken over and they've slugged it out. But I think you're exactly right. We're at that stage of the game now where one of these offenses, if they make a big play, that could be the difference.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. A short one there to Freiermuth. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. A first carry for Najee Harris. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. As they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Harris running straight ahead. And he'll work this one up to about the 38.
And credit the tackle to Juan Thornhill. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And this is going to be a Steelers first down as good running gets them to about the 44.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation when they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
He finds his man, complete. That's Warren. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
From just across the midfield stripe, here's second down and 3. On the jet sweep, here comes Jefferson. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it was enough to get them a first down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That burst good for 20 and a first down. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
First down, and they go back to Harris. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On second down, this is Harris. And he's going to take this down close to a first down at the Browns' 14. 42 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. You can really tell right now both sides have amped up the aggressiveness. That time the offense winning the aggression battle.
And the defense was obviously aiming for the football, maybe a little bit more so than the runner himself, and that's why he was able to break through and get the gain that he did.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. He gets away from 1. It'll be a gain of 2. And speaking of 2s, it'll take us to the 2-minute warning. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. Might we see our first touchdown of the game? Here's 1st and goal. Going for the knockout punch. They'll try and run. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Harris. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
And how nice is it to have a guy like Najee Harris in the backfield when you get down near the goal line? He can use his 230-plus pound frame to just get you those tough yards, and he finishes things off here with a touchdown run.
And now the Steeler offense staying out there, and they'll go for 2. Wilson gonna throw for it. Steps away to his left. And he will get into the end zone to bump the lead up to 3 scores.
And with a successful 2-point try, the QB rolling out, I would imagine on the defense that makes it tough. When he goes out, he's got the option to run or pass.
Yeah, it really does. If you decide not to bring extra people or extra pressure, maybe you have to have a spy on the quarterback, someone to account for him, because oftentimes that is the unaccounted for player.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And he'll wisely just take a knee here. This ball will come out to the 30-yard line. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field.
Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
On first down, it's Watson.
Open man, he completes it to Judy.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson.
And now Watson throws another interception.
Dante Jackson picks it. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. How about one last great play defensively, and that should, for all intents and purposes, finish off this shutout.
That's as good a defensive performance as we've seen in a long, long time. And I know as a team they will celebrate, but I will guarantee you the defensive guys, they'll get together somewhere and have their own private celebration. A shutout, that's something to be cherished.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. On the give, this is Harris. And he'll get down to about the 26-yard line.
59 yards rushing for him now to this point.
I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
Certainly not the highest of scoring games, Charles. Their offense did some okay things. Not a lot of points on the board, but enough for the win with how their defense was playing in this one.
Yeah, they certainly brought their A game, didn't they? They weren't fooled by anything that was presented to them from start to finish. That defense, they might as well have told their offense, guys, just kick a field goal. We've got it today.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say good night from Cleveland.